Hey everybody, it's Bar Philosopher. Welcome back out to the channel. Today we got a great episode. We're going to be taking a look at the Ruger Mark IV 22/45. Should be a good time. Let's get to shooting. Okay, we're going to be taking a look at the Ruger Mark IV. They're 22/45. And it's a kind of a unique gun, right? Because it doesn't have a reciprocating slide. It's got this internal operation, if you can tell, if you can see that, where just this bolt, if you will, is moving back and forth. I do have a Tandem Cross mount for my optic. I got a Syl Shark up here on top. It's a very pleasant gun to shoot. Now, these guns have been used for a long time. They're supposed to be known for really good with suppressors. Again, because it doesn't have that reciprocating slide, and then the action's just a little bit more quieter because you don't have as much mass moving back and forth. Okay, taking a quick little look at this gun we have here. This is our bolt lock back right here. This is our safety. See, red is dead. And kind of, you know, very traditional 1911. Ride your hand up there on that safety. Slide release goes there. And what it does have is sort of a unique way of takedown. You make sure that it is on safe. And again, YouTube, I'm just showing normal maintenance of this gun. Press the button back here, and that should pop this off. It kind of spins up and out. And then that's your pistol down in there. And fire control group and hammer and all those things. And then this is your bolt carrier, as I mentioned before. Maybe not bolt carrier is the right term. I don't know what they want to call it, but that's what I call it. And yeah, and just snap it back on, and we are good to go. Came with a rail. I took the rail off and I put this on, because if you had to add this optic on top of a rail, your height over bore is already crazy on this gun, and so it's just going to get worse. So you just have to remember that height over bore issue. So we do have our dead air mask out here today. We'll shoot some ammunition with that. We'll see how it performs with that. We'll see how the gun shoots. Got a whole bunch of ammunition we can test on it today. All right, that's our kind of thing. We're just going to be out here plinking, doing a little bit of 22 with the Ruger Mark IV. Should be a good time. Let's get to shooting. All right, well, we got to get some shots downrange with this thing. I have had it out. I have done a little bit of shooting with it. I didn't have cameras. I just kind of brought out the range, got the dot zeroed, and shot it. What we have up first is some Remington Thunderbolt. I know, yeah, oh, yuck, I hate that. Well, it's generally fast enough to cycle a lot of my pistols, and cheap enough that it doesn't break the budget. So that's why I kind of like it. So, all right, let's see how this gun performs. We're just shooting some steel. All right, kind of fun. Got some auto match. Federal auto match. Sometimes I haven't had the best luck with this, so I don't know. Runs that all good. Let's try some other ammo. Okay, well, we got some 22 Plinkster. He calls them Stingers, and then we also have some Velocitors. I don't know. Should be good. See how it does. Ah, here's my dot. I gotta turn that dot up. It's very faint today. I don't know why. Well, it's lighter out, and probably the last time I was shooting it, it was darker out. That doesn't look good. Yeah, seems to load it. Yeah, these Stingers definitely have a little bit more to them. So that's good. It's running everything. That's kind of cool. Why don't we get some velocities and then we'll put the suppressor on. Okay, we got a little bit of potpourri ammo. So the first two are going to be Remington Thunderbolt. See what we get. 998. And 1046, which is a big standard deviation, but over 1050, you run the risk of, depending on where you're at and what location, it could become supersonic. So they're probably subsonic out of this gun, but yep. All right, so now we have some auto match. We'll see if they stay subsonic. 990, yep. 997, so the auto match stays subsonic. Next up, I have some Federal Punch. Probably not going to stay subsonic. 1320. And 1254, yep, that's going to be cracky, so you want ear protection when you're running that. Up next, we've got that 22 Plinkster ammo, so yeah, we're going to, I think it calls them Stingers. I think they are a 32 grain bullet. 1241, going a little bit faster. 1243, and then we do have these higher grain weight, 40 grain Velocitor bullets, so should be going down in velocity, but you know, they're higher, heavier bullet. 1256 and 1150, so kind of a huge variation with those. Interesting. Okay, here we go. I got some Aguila Subsonic ammo that I wanted to test too. I don't know if it's going to function in it. Hopefully it will. It's rated for like 1025, and I think that's out of a rifle, so we'll see if it even cycles this. If we get around in the chamber. Yeah, that's very quiet. And 855 out of this. That's kind of fun. Yeah, that steel is pretty loud when you don't have your hearing protection on. All right, now we got some auto match. That's kind of cool that subsonic ammo works great. It's getting sub 900. All right, so let's try the auto match. Let me get a reading for it. Yeah, 997. That's kind of fun. That's kind of fun. I shot the dueling tree. Dueling tree doesn't even move. It's fun though, right? I mean, this is why you have Suppress 22. Doesn't get better than that. Okay, we got our hearing protection back on because we're going to shoot some of these CCI Velocitors. We're going to shoot the Velocitors. These are 40 grain. They're going a little bit more oomph. They're going to be breaking the sound barrier. Kept my suppressor on because that's, you know, I got a suppressor and I got this gun to shoot suppress. So I want to see how accurate it is. So we can, you know, we got, I don't know, 10 rounds. We'll see how we can do. Not great. I've shot better. Was having a hard time, and I cannot turn off the circle dot on this Syl, and so the circle is a little too close to the inner dot, so it just blurs out the whole target. So, you know, you think sometimes an optic is an advantage. I'm not so sure it is in this case. Not holes and holes, but not bad here. Everything kind of inside the 10, the 9, the 8, and then, did we break the boundary of the 8? Heard an interesting thing. If you're arguing whether you broke the boundary of your 8, just take your L, right? So. All right, so I'll take my L. I got 1 in the 7. Okay, that up close accuracy is something, but can we hit a man-sized target at 50 yards? Actually, a 2/3 man-sized target at 50 yards? That's what we should be testing. No? There we go. Easy. My 0 is off. I'm aiming at about a foot right on that. So, yeah. Okay, we'll see if we can do a little bit better this time. Ooh, that did not cycle around. Didn't cycle that one. This is the Federal Auto Match. Have a little bit of problem with it. Okay, so I shifted my 0 over, but not enough. So first view was kind of finding my target again. Pretty awesome though. Obviously, if I can get my 0 on, this is going to be pretty cool. So I haven't really done 22 testing at this point. I had gel blocks set up from 9mm testing earlier on today. Why don't we shoot the Federal Punch into this and see what it does? I mean, I have no clue what to expect, so. All right, see how it did. 1285. Okay, what we had set up was my real world simulation where we had 2 layers of t-shirt, 2 layers of denim, then we had 2 inches of ballistic gel, and then we had some medium density fiberboard, 1/4 inch of that, and then we see it go in. Now, what you mostly are looking at is the 9mm tracks. It did get out when we kind of measure from where it went got out to about the 15-inch mark with all of those other things inside of there. So that's not bad. Let's move and look at a top angle. Okay, this is the wound track here. It comes in and actually gets, maybe there's some tumbling or some expansion, probably mostly tumbling, and ends out right over here. You can see the bullet down in there. Hopefully you can see the bullet down in here. Not bad performance. I like a little bit of that disruption that's going on in there. It's getting deep enough, that's for sure. Federal punch will get in. If you hit the shot placement exactly right, it'll get the job done. Here's this Federal punch round. Virtually no deformation on it. A little bit maybe, but yeah, it didn't expand. Okay, let's talk about the Ruger Mark IV 2245. It's a great gun, shoots very well. We did have some issues with the Federal Auto Match with its cycling. As I recall, the Federal Auto Match has a little bit of a span in terms of its velocity gaps, and maybe we just got some that they sure felt pretty weak when it was shooting it, and that's what I'm guessing. But other than that, ran really well today. Got some hits at 50 yards. That's always fun for me. We did a little bit of ballistic testing. I didn't expect it, or I didn't plan on doing that. So that tells you how I shoot my videos. I think the gun is great. I'm super excited to have it. It's super quiet. It's very quiet when you're running it versus others. And we'll do some other comparisons and tests to some of the other semi-auto 22s that I have. But that's just kind of an introduction video to a well-known and well-understood platform, far more than me. This is the first time I've ever owned such a gun. So, but again, it's 10 rounds capacity, and versus some of the more modern type firearms that have the reciprocating slide, you can get them with 15 round, 22 round mags, all sorts of things, the Taurus, the SIG, the FNX. There's some good options that are out there. So let me know what you guys think. What's your favorite 22 pistol? What would you use it for? Man-sized shot targets at 50 yards? Maybe. I don't know. All right. Tell me how you're feeling. So everyone have a great week. Let's get to shooting. Out here in the US of A, where I still run free.